Stoop, what's poppin'? It's your boy. I'm here with Tony Crow. I'm here with my man Savvy D. We're gonna talk about Nas and DMX dropping new music, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds like it should be not together. It'd be crazy if they was doing something together, but they're not doing it together. They got separate projects that are coming out. I think Nas is definitely coming out this year. He's got something coming out Friday with Hit-Boy. I don't know about when DMX album is coming out. I don't know if it's a Nas album, but we're gonna get into it. Tony Crow, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
What's going on, Sim? Savvy D, what's going on, chat? Yo, Black is time. I'm ready for this snippet thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. Earlier you was like, I heard Nas and DMX, maybe Belly 2 was coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, to be honest with you, if Belly 2 came, Belly 2 did come out. I think Game did something, right? Belly 2 with Game, but that don't really count. That don't count.
I went straight to DVD, man.
Man, right. It don't count.
Man, I think that was filmed with a DVR, like
right,
really, a little handheld joint.
But if Nas and DMX did a Belly 2, I don't even know if I'll watch it because Nas can't act, bro. I mean, I'll watch it, but Nas can't act, bro. And DMX, I don't know if he can act again. He could act then. I don't know if he can now. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you gotta write the character as if it's just Nas himself going around doing all the crimes.
Nas doing the crimes?
I think
you have to write the character as if it's like, what if Nas was just himself, same guy, just going about this lifestyle. You can't
I think that's what he was. That's sincere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like I really don't think he did a bad job. I think he didn't show.
Bro,
he didn't show.
Nas can't act, bro. Look.
No, I agree he can't act, but Belly, I don't think he was as bad as people portray. I think his small other roles in a couple of flicks, I think that really showed him he couldn't act.
Okay, I
Belly, I don't think he was.
What other roles did he have?
He's got he had a couple little roles. Like, what's the movie? He had the one movie, and I know people want
it. There was Steven Seagal movie. And
like within the first couple minutes of the movie, he got shot in the stairwell. Pom, it's done. And they advertised the movie, bro. They advertised featuring Nas. Like everybody thought Nas was gonna be in the movie.
And I ain't gonna lie, he didn't die good. Like his acting was horrible.
It was terrible. Savvy, what's going on with you, man?
I'm doing well. Back for another night of hip hop love on the stoop. It's good to be back. I love me some Nas. I can't wait to hear what he's got cooking. DMX has been slowly kind of getting his feet back wet again in the game. So I'm eager to see what he's got going on. And that same thing you said that happened with Nas and that movie happened with Chris Brown on Stomp the Yard. They advertised that movie as if Chris Brown was right. About to be thugging through the whole movie. Nah, right in the beginning, he completely serves this one team of dancers, and then they took the L so hard they had to kill him.
Right. No doubt. Well, yo, let's get to this clip because I know people are waiting. They're like, yo, I don't care about them old movies. Let's get to the clip. So let's go ahead and get to this clip. This is Nas and Hit-Boy. The name of the clip is E.P.M.D. And I guess we should expect something this Friday. Let's check it out.
E.P.M.D, we back in business. I visualize what it is, not what it isn't. We at the mafia table next to the kitchen. Eating Michelin star, counting $1 million. Look, hood theories. On a Rothstein, rigged the World Series. Gotti ran every union in the city. NAS do it B.I.G. like Biggie. Leading like Huey Newton did. Nigga, that's how official the revolution is. Fans holding cameras up and they zooming in. Don't be surprised when niggas show you they true intent. Ruthless, they untie up your wife and kid. While you talking on Clubhouse, the guns out. This ain't an audio chat, boy, this audio crack. Social media platforms they ratting on. Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Some say it's
sounds hard. It sounds hard. Look, I don't know if what they're dropping is just a single or if it's an album. Of course, I'm hoping it's an album, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that right there. Savvy.
Who is better than Nas at just creating that moment where you switch gears and it's just go from there? Like the man's voice is made to do that. And I feel like, especially coming on the heels of what he was releasing before King's Disease, Hit-Boy is such a breath of fresh air production wise for him.
Right.
And like Hit-Boy really knows how to create a soundscape that really lets Nas just rip, man. And it's a beautiful thing.
And who would have known that Nas and Hit-Boy would have made such a duo?
Oh my!
You know what I'm saying? Like, who would have known that? And you know who, Tony? You know who I think really could jump right into this duo, make it a trio, and it sound perfect? AZ.
I knew you was gonna say that.
AZ. Word up.
That particular track right there, I could hear AZ.
Yeah,
on.
I could hear AZ on too. For sure.
And the way he started E.P.M.D, we back in business.
Yep.
Like,
man.
I haven't seen something like this since E.P.M.D. That's basically what he said. Like, you know what I mean? And we coming off the album, I hope they doing it again. Because if they are,
that'd be dope.
That's a classic line off a first single, off a you know what I mean, or a collab again.
Right.
E.P.M.D, we back in business. Like,
that'd be mean. So, you know, I can't wait to hear and see what it is. But it's going to be dope, man. This Friday, drops this Friday. I'm assuming it's going to drop on all platforms on this Friday. Sounds like it's going to be a single. I'm hoping that it's an album or it's something leading up to an album. You know, and Nas is, ever since King's Disease come out, Nas has been dropping little songs here and there with, you know, on different projects. Mm-hmm. You know, if you go and search it up, there's just little joints here and there that he's been dropping on projects, and they all been dope. You know, like Nas, it's like Nas has right now, like really found his voice and just being who he is and being him, not trying to be anything other than just Nas, and he's really found his voice and found like a sound that's really working with him right now. You know, we might be expecting some really, really, or we might be about to get some really, really dope music in the next few years coming from Nas, man.
Cause all right, Sim, right? Let's think timeline wise. The first time we started hearing about Nas and Hit-Boy was like what, 2.5 years ago, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe with like speculation about something coming out, and then it just didn't happen for a while. Then the Swizz thing, then the Khaled thing, then the Kanye, then the Lost tapes. You know what I mean? And then we finally got some Nas and Hit-Boy. What do you think reinvigorated that spark? Like maybe it was like all of what happened in the past 4 years. Do you think it was some of that made him feel like his voice was needed again?
That's a good question. What reinvigorated? I don't know if anything reinvigorated him. It's just Nas has always been the type of artist that needs a little bit of time for some things to happen and the world to move around him for him to drop music, I think. You know what I'm saying? And then he comes out. Who was it? I think it was Q-Tip a long time ago. He did an interview and he was like, you know, Nas kind of like, he'll be quiet for a few years and then he'll come out and just like drop this whatever on everybody, and then he'll go back into his shell and be quiet and then come out and drop, you know, something like that. You know, he's been active. He's been more active recently though. So,
and here's what I think. I think coming off of the Kanye West project, I think his true fans enjoyed it for what it was. I think the masses hated it. and let it be known. And I think he heard it. And I think the expectation of him working with Kanye West was supposed to be something out of this world. Enjoyed it for what it was. So I think the masses, after that, he had hated it. And let it be known. And I think he heard it. Show and prove, basically. And I think
For real.
the expectation and I think working with Kanye, linking with Hit-Boy was probably surprised him. Supposed to, as far as like the quality of the material. And I think he just ran with it. And now we got a great duo.
That's true. And that was around the same time there was all of that. Well, because after that he did the Lost Tapes, right? People heard the Al Jarreau rap, and then it was kind of validating a lot of the noise that was being made back then about how he picks his beats, right? And something that I've never agreed with at all, right? But could see how the perception wise it would become that way. I felt like Kanye fans enjoyed that album in a different way than Nas fans did. I feel like Nas fans liked the raps, didn't really like the fit for the beats. I feel like Kanye fans enjoyed the beats, but just don't really like Nas that much, right? And then so it really didn't have a sweet zone to live in where it's like, okay, these are the people who was like totally pleased by it. And that was in a time where Kanye was making a lot of last minute changes to music, right? So who knows what he heard before release in between then and it coming out, what could have happened. But when you look at Lost Tapes, right? Lost Tapes, even though that lead off single came out a certain way, was an album I enjoyed and still do. And to have him before release again now is just fantastic, because Sim said earlier someone else could jump in the trio and make it good. I'm thinking about Lloyd Banks. You know, Lloyd Banks is a guy I want to hear from, and I feel like Lloyd Banks could eat that beat that we just heard in that snippet easily, right? Not only that, Lloyd Banks had a great song on the Conflicted soundtrack that Griselda put out, and when Nas first started to re-emerge, probably like 5 years ago, when he had the song on the Khaled album, I was actually driving back home from Tampa, and I was listening to All or Nothing, Live It Up by Lloyd Banks, and then I had let that play through, and then I went and I cut the Nas joint on, right? And I was like, yo, like this man is back. So it's just interesting to that Sim asked that question earlier, because that was the name that came to mind for me. AZ, Lloyd Banks. Lloyd Banks is a guy that I would love to hear come out, rap with Nas, rap with Hit-Boy.
I don't think Nas and Lloyd Banks has ever done anything together.
I would love them together.
I would love if they did something
together.
Yeah.
That would be a poetic bout right there.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I think there is a I don't think they were G Unit, but I think there is a Lloyd Banks 50 Cent Nas and Bravehearts record.
Is there?
I think so. Back when 50 was running with the, not saying with the Bravehearts, but you know what I mean, they was on tour together. They did a lot of records.
Oh shit. I gotta go.
I gotta go research and check that one out. But we know Nas has done music with DMX. They haven't done music in a while. You know, they had a little stretch where they were doing music there together in the back in the Belly era. We were just talking about that. But DMX is going to have some music coming out sooner or later, whenever it is. We know he was back when he did the whole battle with Snoop. It was X and Snoop. During that time, I think he was with Swizz Beats. They were trying to get him in shape. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get him back. And I guess, you know, they've been working on some music. You know what I mean? And X got some new music coming out. He was on Drink Champs, and he was talking about some of the people that might be on the album. Check this out. This is DMX on Drink Champs with Noriega, talking about some of the, some music that might be on, or some artists that might be on the album, some younger artists that might be on the album. Check this out.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
About these features.
Yeah.
Oh, this the new generation?
A couple.
You got little TJ on there?
No, not that new.
Okay.
Not that new.
Also new, like Rick Ross new?
Nope. I got
Meek Mill new?
Nope. I got Griselda boys.
Griselda.
Pop Smoke.
Wait a minute.
Wow. Yeah.
And hold on.
That's what type of new I'm doing.
Did you meet Pop Smoke?
No.
What?
The growl, everything, I guess it was just a coincidence. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I heard it so like, okay.
Yeah. Pop Smoke is you and 50 Cent baby. It's true.
Yeah.
It's you and 50 Cent. If you and 50 Cent had a baby, that's Pop Smoke. That's true.
That would be
Holy shit. You know what I mean? I ain't mean that. The other way.
But he would have the baby. He would have the baby. Yeah. It'll be ours, but he would have it. I get it.
Yo, that's crazy. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
I think he's gonna respond, but he gonna make a joke out of it.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, X and Griselda. I'm dying to hear that. That's gonna be crazy. I'm not exactly sure about him and Pop Smoke. I don't know. It's hard for me to hear it right now, but I can hear X and Griselda. Like that's almost natural. Not that he raps like them, but to bring the, you hear Conway and you hear Benny, and then X comes on. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that throwback 1998 type of joint. You know what I'm saying? Pop Smoke, I'm waiting to see how it's done.
Man,
I could see them the Pop Smoke song being a Pop Smoke hook.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And then having X do the verses. Yo, it's just so freaking tragic what happened to this kid, man. Because he would be so huge of a star right now. R.I.P. to Pop Smoke. Boy was about to go on a world tour, but X and Griselda should be real hard. I know Benny's gonna get dumb on that one. Benny's gonna get. I'm a Conway guy myself, but I know Benny's gonna get dumb on that one. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. I can't wait to hear it. I enjoyed what X did with the locks, but it seemed like because there was something that he did right before that. Seemed like everything that came out was a little bit better than the last thing. The song itself that he did with the locks isn't like entirely what I would like envision, but I did enjoy how it came out for what it was, and I like how X sounded on it, and I like how it looked in the video too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what he did with the locks, I thought it was cool. I wasn't like, oh my God, this is boom, boom, boom.
Oh no,
yeah. But I thought it was cool.
It was just nice to hear,
Right. I'm just glad that X is about to come back with something. You know what I mean? It's been a while since we heard from X, and he's going through a lot. So I'm just glad that he's gonna come back with something, and hopefully he can come back with something dope. Put himself back out there, get back out there where he belongs. You know what I mean? It's been too long.
I'm glad he's all right.
Yeah, glad he's all right. That's first and foremost, right? But it's been too long. You know what I mean? And we haven't heard anything from X.
Yeah, he had one of the greatest runs in hip hop history, and hopefully he could get back to a good level of success, and hopefully he could stay out of trouble.
Yeah,
I mean that boy was going back to jail like Frank Ntilikina back on the injury list. Come out of jail, go right back in.
Yeah, man. I think he's at that point in his life where he's I'm done with all of that. I'm good. You know what I mean? I think so.
Hope so.
Did you guys ever see Chris Rock's movie Top 5?
No.
Chris Rock filmed, wrote, produced the movie Top 5, and DMX has a cameo in there, and it's really funny. You can probably find it on YouTube now.
I did see that.
You can probably find it on YouTube now, but it was really funny.
I did see that. I just can't remember it.
It came out like probably 6 or 7 years ago. It's probably 2015 era, right? And the movie was cool. It was funny. It was basically based on having a top 5 discussion. Like he's going around having a top 5 discussion, and then he goes on this journey. Right, some ish happens, and then he runs into DMX, and it's a hilarious cameo. And I remember just being so happy to see X like in the flesh. I hadn't seen him like in his modern state of being before that, since I saw him like on the road to redemption on like VH1 or whatever it was. And I was like, and then he got locked up, all that stuff happened, and his weight was going up and down. You know what I mean? He's been through it. So I'm glad that he got right, you know what I mean? And now he's ready to drop some music for us. All right, buddy, let's hear it.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear it. Savvy, the other day we had a conversation about Game and Doc, Kendrick Lamar.
Yes,
right. Of course, you heard what Game said. You know that he's basically said he's the king of Compton. Mm-hmm. Right. Said
First
nobody, no Compton MCs can touch him. Me and Tony had to talk about it. I know you guys. I know you got some thoughts. Yeah, he said no one can out rap him. Right. He said nobody can out rap him. I know you got some thoughts about it, Savvy.
I have some thoughts about it. Okay. And I want to preface it because I feel like I'm a person who gets misconstrued up a lot of the times because of my passion. Okay. So first I'm going to say Game has a lot of great albums that I feel like is underrated. He can really rap. Okay. And it's a credit to him that it takes a guy like Kendrick to even create this conversation against him. That being said, I do believe that Kendrick is the superior rapper. I don't think Kendrick has an interest in claiming that King of Compton title the same way Game does. And I think that Game, just by virtue of being an OG, can say that. But even outside of just looking at their collaborations together, and we all know what Kendrick did on those collaborations. When you stack them up against each other, just the sheer impact and magnitude of this Kendrick Lamar wave is incredible. He is, to me, a guy who can score every which. It's like a basketball player that can score every which way. He could score in the post. He could shoot. He could hit the mid ranger. He could dunk it on you. You know, versatile, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas Game is kind of the old guard type of rapper, right? Gangster rapper, right? He's gonna give you that talk. He's gonna give you street anthems, and he's gonna give you, like baller shit sometimes. I never took him as being like the best rapper in the room at any given time. There's times where Kendrick has done something, and I'm like, no one's out rapping this guy right now. Like nobody, like he's the best rapper in the room right now. Game had the documentary 2.5. That to me was an album that did not get talked about enough. That to me was his like most recent greatest performance in terms of just straight up rapping. But the knock against him has always been that at times he sounds like other rappers and other musicians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we go back to the debut album, right? And the influence and impact that 50 Cent had on that album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though he was really rapping his ass off and sounded hungry, there's certain considerations I have to make, you know, as an MC speaking, claiming his throne that need to be addressed, right? I'll tell you this. The fact that it takes someone like Kendrick, who a lot of people view as like the modern day, you know who, you know what I'm saying, says a lot to him. And then I heard a conversation with Glasses Malone, Game, and some other people. I don't know if it was Clubhouse or if it was on a radio station. And they were talking about just like California rappers and like rappers from Compton, and Game himself said like he puts MC Ren up there in a very big way. And that was something I hadn't even considered. I was like, damn, like MC Ren was nice. Like MC Ren was dirty back in the day. You feel me? A lot of people couldn't mess with him. So Game, I feel like, knows everything that everybody's saying. Because he even said that Kendrick is a superior artist. But as a rapper, I don't think he's given Kendrick enough credit when he says that. And the reason is that Kendrick kind of got out of that zone of trying to out rap people a long time ago. Like, look at his collaboration with J. Cole and Young Jeezy, right? And look at the direction he took on that track compared to the direction that Cole took on that track. And a lot of people were looking for that to be a showdown too. Right.
Now, listen, I get it. I think that Kendrick is the better artist, like Tony said earlier when we were talking before. I think he's the better artist. I do think Game is like pound for pound rapper. I do kind of get at the Game over Cole. One, I like me personally. I like his voice better than Cole's voice. You know what I mean? That's just my personal.
You like Game's voice better than Kendrick's voice?
I mean, Kendrick's voice. Kendrick's voice.
Okay.
Yeah. I said Cole. I didn't mean to say Cole. Kendrick's voice. Right. I like Game's voice better. I connect with his his content a little bit more, even though I'm not from the West Coast. I connect with his content a little bit more than with Kendrick. You know, but again, that's me and where I'm from. You know what I mean?
There's a certain hard edge that Game has that I don't feel like Kendrick can ever obtain.
I don't think he'd ever be able to obtain that. Right.
And that hard edge goes a long way for MCs especially.
Yeah, and I think back in the day when everybody was like, "Yo, you always talking about Game, you always name dropping, you always, sound like this artist, that artist." That's why he called himself the Game, I think. Right, that was kind of his persona a little bit. Like I can do what anybody can do in the game. I can do that too.
And I can do it better.
And I can do it.
That's the way he felt.
That's always been his bag, and a lot of people would always say that he's a chameleon of rap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He can exist in any era. Look at the Red album that he put out. The one that has the collaboration with Tyler the Creator on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And listen to those beats and listen to how he's rapping. And then listen to Jesus Peace, which is to me is a classic album.
Yeah, listen, Games, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never picked up a Game album that I thought was bad.
Me neither. I'll say that.
Ever. Never picked up on an album that I thought was bad. One of the best album makers. Yeah, one of my favorites is that 1992. I love that album. I love that.
Great album. That's a
great album.
Okay, that was after the documentary 2.5 too. Mm-hmm. So actually my bad, because that was a great display of rapping too. That was fire. That
joint was that was a crazy album, but
so you see, that's why if Game said that like to my face, I would say a little something for Kendrick's case as an MC, but I wouldn't argue it too hard because I wouldn't be mad at Game being crowned king of Compton You know what I mean? I mean, look at the guy's career.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always looked at him when he did his chameleon thing and mocked or mimicked another rapper.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt like he was trying to like outdo that person at their own style, and at times I felt like he was trying to get a ghostwriting career because I think that's how talented he was in what he did when he wrote and tried to mimic the artist that he was, you know, standing next to or whatever. But yeah, I agree, man. I think Kendrick, overall artist, by far we haven't seen many like him. He's one of the best.
Right.
But and not saying that Kendrick isn't, but Game wears his student of the game, like no player words, but student of hip hop.
Yeah.
Like he wears that on his sleeve.
Yeah.
I think that's another part of his name dropping is showing you, proving to you that, hey, I know about, like I follow all you guys. You know what I mean? Like I know what track number, what year, what album, what feature. I know all of that. Like, and again, not saying Kendrick doesn't, but Game wears it on his sleeve. You know, he's gonna let you know every time.
Yeah, no
Game
doubt
is
about
a
that.
rapper's rapper. You know what I'm saying? He always talks about, you know what I'm saying, you know, being in the hallway bumping Illmatic. You know what I'm saying? He always talks about, you know what I mean, very MC fundamentalist principles that he adheres to, and you could tell that he takes as religion. You know what I'm saying? It just gets weird at certain moments. There's certain antics, you feel me? And then of course after Nipsey died, you could tell he was broken up about it, right? R.I.P. the Nip. I wish we still had that guy too. God, man. But what, as an MC who loves another MC, and he probably was living in the world of Nip's music, just revisiting stuff back then. People were saying he was rapping like Nipsey for a while after that happened, and I'm like, I get it. It's understandable because he's probably listened to a lot of Nipsey right then, and then he had that song with Dom Kennedy in the video, and people were saying that he sounded like Dom Kennedy, and I'm like, yo, like this conversation comes up all the time, like sometimes he just does that, and he'll still give you a good rap performance through it all. Yeah. So I'm not mad at it.
Hey, R.I.P. to Nick, and when you mentioned him, it made me think that he was on my list of you know, top 3 Compton or top 5, whatever you want to say. But I think that really affected.
But he's Crenshaw though, right?
Crenshaw.
Okay.
Crenshaw.
Right.
Okay.
Crenshaw. Yeah. But from West Coasters, for sure. Like
I think that was a wake up call for Game, in the sense that he's always throughout his career. Not only did he name drop, but I think he trolled early. You know, before it was called trolling. I think he thrived off controversy.
Right.
So, and not saying this to be true, but he probably felt like he put himself at more of a risk to get some kind of random, you know what I mean, attack.
Act of violence.
But Nip was straight positive, role model, mentor, you know what I mean?
Hustler, come up for it type of guy.
So that was probably a wake up call. And then obviously for it to be in your own hood.
Absolutely. The worst part of it, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like he was at home. You feel me? In his element, and that happened. And look at the impact he had. Like you couldn't take a more valuable jewel of hip hop at that time. And we had just lost Mac Miller like 2-3 months prior. Like it was just ugly. And real quick, on the Game topic, Game, like you said, might have been a wake-up call. He thriving off controversy. He was constantly name dropping people in his raps, and he and Rick Ross are two of the few survivors of the 50 Cent beefs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you get your start like that, it could send you down a route like that. Because there was always the noise about, oh, Fifth gave you your first album.
Well, you know, and when 50 is your mentor, what you expect? You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. That's what 50 built his career on too. But yo, before we get out of here, what movies y'all watching right now, or TV shows y'all watching, man? Because I'm looking forward to that Coming to America. That's is coming out March. What is it, March 5th, something like that? That Coming to America 2. Looks like it's gonna be funny. I mean, Coming to America is one of my favorite movies of all time. You know what I mean? Like if there's nothing on TV, I can't find anything, I can always pop that in, sit back and enjoy it. You know what I mean? Coming to America, Life is one of those movies. Malcolm X is one of those movies where I could just sit back and enjoy it no matter what. I'm hoping that Coming to America 2 is just as good as the first one. It's going to be hard to top it. I'm glad they didn't do the exact same storyline. They did a little bit different storyline. It's going to be hard to top it, but I'm excited for that, John.
I finally saw the trailer, and I am excited about it. I was questioning whether, like, why would you do this? You know what I mean? You're not going to beat the first one. But the fact that I enjoyed the trailer so much, I think it's not going to top the first one, but I think it's going to be great for the younger generation to see it and then maybe go back and watch the original.
Right.
Right now, I know Savvy is an episode behind me, but we're both watching Your Honor.
Yeah, I gotta check that out, man.
I'm not gonna give out any details.
Nah, don't do that, because I'm gonna start checking that out when I get off of here. I'm gonna start checking that out, man.
You gotta go check that out. There's one episode left before the season finale. Hopefully, you get some free time, you could binge and catch up. Because
I told you, I'm about to start watching it tonight. I
definitely want to talk about that on here. And I'm actually looking for something to watch. So I don't know what you got, Savvy.
I just got done. Well, not got done. Actually, I just went to the most recent season of Snowfall and started rewatching that. Right, and it was so good that I might just go back to episode 1, season 1, and just run through that, because it's about to be back in like a week or two. You know what I'm saying? Snowfall gonna be back on our head top. That's one of the shows.
Yeah, I can't wait for
that. Drops and shake pavement. You know what I'm saying? Like absolutely shake the pavement. I'm watching that. I just saw the movie Malcolm and Marie the other night. That was kind of a polarizing movie. That's John David Washington and Zendaya.
Yeah. Right? I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but I seen it on there.
I saw Malcolm and Marie.
And what platform?
It's on Netflix. Netflix. It's very dialogue heavy, but I enjoy that type of thing every now and again. So I watch that, and then I'm watching some superhero stuff. I'm on WandaVision.
Okay.
You know
did that finish yet?
No, it's only 5 episodes in. I think episode 6 comes out like this coming week.
And it's a half hour or an hour?
It's a half hour, but then it can go up to like 40 minutes sometimes. You know, like the most recent episode was like 41 minutes total, but then there's the ending credits and everything like that. So it's hard to say.
I want to watch it, but I think I'm gonna wait till it ends and binge it.
You know, I watched the show A Million Little Things. Right? And it's good, man. It's pretty good. It really dives into some serious themes. So it's 3 seasons in. It's about this guy named John who commits suicide. He jumps off a building, commits suicide. Right? And he has like 3 friends, his 3 other friends who are his best friends. And each one of them has a wife, except for one dude. He doesn't have a wife. But he's battling breast cancer, the one that doesn't have a wife. And everything surrounds John and why he killed himself. in the first episode, in the first season. They're trying to figure out why did he do this, and it starts to uncover a bunch of secrets, right? And you know the black dude from
Sterling K. Brown, the glasses.
Nah. You know the dude from 40-year-old version, the black dude.
Yeah, I know.
I worked in the shop.
Yeah, he was also on Weeds.
Yeah. He's in there, right? And so,
I like that.
when the dude jumped off the building, he was actually at the same time. He's one of the best friends. He's actually at the same time taking a bunch of pills because he was going to kill himself, right? And while he had a mouthful of pills, he got the phone call and he spit them out. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like that's how the entire series starts off. And so it goes into the whole background story on why he killed himself. It deals with depression. It deals with all kinds of stuff, man. It's obviously suicide, you know, domestic violence, substance abuse. Like it dips into everything, all kinds of stuff. It's a dope show. Dope show.
Hell
a little
yeah.
bit sad though, because so many sad things keep on happening throughout the show. You know what I'm saying? But it's a dope show.
That's a show that I've been hearing about that I should watch that I haven't gotten around to yet, and I'm going to do it. But there's one show that I'm going to recommend that I feel like is the perfect show for us to discuss on this platform, a la the way we discussed Lovecraft Country, right? Which, by the way, should have gotten nominated for something, but the show Watchmen. I don't know if you guys have had the time or the desire to go and watch that
HBO,
show.
right?
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Yeah, then
Is it on Netflix right now too, or maybe
I think it's only on HBO.
it's only on HBO? Okay.
I thought we discussed that because that one has the racial.
Yeah,
some
we
overtones,
discussed-
some overtones,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think we got into it deep.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but once you watch that one season of the show, you'll see why I feel like it's the perfect conversation piece for this platform. And man, like, Regina King is on a run.
Yeah, man.
Regina King is on that's one of the pieces in her run. She had that show about the police shooting.
By a car.
Yeah,
That one right there. That one was that was serious, man.
7 seconds, was it? Something.
I think that's exactly what it is. I still have to go and like actually force myself to like sit through it and like get through it because I start and stop all the time. But like it's wow. Then she did most recently the One Night in Miami thing, right, as a director, and I'm like, yo, this lady is killing the game right now. I love me some Regina King.
You know what I really love about that is one, she paid her dues, like, you know what I mean, like she really paid her dues, but the fact that, you know, that's one of those industries that you could pay your dues for 30 years and then embark on this whole new journey where you reach a stature that you didn't reach in 30 years. You know what I mean? And it's all about hard work, dedication, and your age isn't really a factor because there's no age limit on what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's never. They're not gonna be like, you can't play this role, or well, they can always say you can't play this role because you're too old or something like that. They're not gonna say you can't direct this movie or you can't write this script or you can't. You know what I mean? Like you get better with age with that. So
yeah, and
to her.
think about the themes that were touched in One Night in Miami. You know, in the conversations they were having, you know, those themes were serious. That they related to today, even though it was based on, you know, 60s, it's still related to today, but it related to the 60s as well. Especially the conversation that Malcolm X was having with Sam Cooke about artists today.
Yes.
Not artists today, but artists back then.
Yeah.
Right, having and using their voice, because they can have the most powerful voice of everyone. All of the activists that are there, the sports athletes, you know, the athletes, major athletes, yeah, they all have voices, but your artists have the most powerful voice because everybody relates to music. You know what I'm saying? Everybody may not relate to the same music, but everybody relates to music. Not everybody relates to sports. And not everybody respects athletes. Not everybody respects artists, but I think there's more people that are paying attention to artists than athletes, you know? And so that conversation was just so relevant. And I felt like that conversation that Malcolm X was having with Sam Cooke was pointed to so many, especially hip hop artists today.
So a funny thing, I watched the Joe Budden podcast, and they kept telling him, well, he got to watch the One Night in Miami, and he finally watched it, you know, after some weeks or whatever, and he really didn't give much insight except for like, yo, Malcolm X was a buzzkill. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't want to have no fun. Like, yeah, and granted, he could have been joking for the podcast.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's just so funny that you just said that, because I watched his recent episode, and he's a big fan of her, the artist, as am I. And today I guess she has a new record, which I gotta go check out. But he's complaining that, if she makes another Freedom song, because if you notice, her most recent records, the past probably 3, have been about, you know, social injustice and stuff of that nature. Now, granted, I love her for her art as well, but it's just so funny that he's complaining about her using her voice, you know, for freedom and justice.
Yeah, the only thing I found with that, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, Tony. What I found with that conversation is that if you know the story of Sam Cooke, what was happening in that conversation is not necessarily the truth. Because he was very, very into the movement and was trying to find ways to provide economic empowerment for Black people through his business. You know, through making music and producing music and being the owner of your own. I mean, you know, people talk about it today. Sam Cooke was obviously not the inventor of it, but for Black people, he was the pioneers, one of the pioneering artists that said, I want to own my own masters. I want to own my music, and I want my artists to own their music. You know what I'm saying? I want this to be a partnership where, you know, we're working together and I'm not raping them from the revenue that they deserve, you know, or the residuals that they deserve.
Putting all this on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like really,
you know, and you know, so I felt like some of that was kind of inaccurate, right? Because although his music wasn't blatant with the way that it spread its message, it was still there in his music.
Yeah,
before that meeting, actually, because that is a real meeting, right? Before they actually had that meeting in that hotel room, his music did have substance to it. Obviously that wasn't always what was on the pop charts, but he made some music with substance to it.
But I think not saying it was accurate, but I think they made sure he mentioned some of that in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
as he was defending himself.
And he did, but I'll say this. But he very lightly mentioned like a portion of what he did. That's why I love the documentary, The Two Killings of Sam Cooke on Netflix.
Yeah.
Watch that if you haven't seen
Gotta
it.
check that.
It really dives into what he did. But
my question is, with him being such an innovator, and I do have to go watch that documentary. Maybe the answers are in there. But with him being such an innovator and ahead of his time, why do you think it continued, or to this day, that's still a relevant conversation within the industry.
So
and again, if the answer's in that the two killings, then I'll just go watch it.
Yeah, you might want to just go watch the two killings then of Sam Cooke and kind of figure it
that's
out.
Must
there.
see TV.
Yeah,
like I keep a documentary kind of in rotation. The current one is the Tiger Woods documentary. I actually had it on in the background before I jumped on with y'all, and I put it on thinking I was gonna have it in the background, and I was glued. I was glued to my ass on the couch looking at my TV like captivated, because I was a fan of his music already.
Wait, you said Tiger Woods?
Yeah. But no, like the current one in my rotation for documentaries
I got you.
is Tiger Woods. But I remember when,
I definitely can't I can't hear Tiger Woods singing the damn thing. Shit.
Or rapping.
That documentary is also captivating as well.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna check that out too.
But I saw the two Kings of Sam Cooke because Netflix told me it was out, so I just threw it on because I had done watching the Nina Simone one, like the week
that was
prior.
great.
That one was
great.
That one was out the park.
There's a movie too.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie.
There's a movie.
Wait, a recent one or the old J-Lo joint?
There's a movie. It's a little bit more recent. I forgot when it was. I think I seen it on Prime. But I still think the documentary is better. Oh, it's called Nina. It was 2016. It's called Nina.
I thought you said Selena.
No, Nina Simone.
That's the one with Zoe Saldana, right?
Yes.
I have to go back and watch that. Good. I still haven't seen it. But yeah, I was on a kick about old musicians and what they did for the struggle. I think this is shortly after we did the whole thing with When They See Us, Sim, and I saw that, and it just glued me to my seat, man. Watching that story, the two Kings of Sam Cooke, and I was wondering why it was called that, and then I found out, and just watch it. He's a pioneer. He's a genius. He's a trendsetter, and man, the classic American story of industry and what happens to Black greatness. You feel me? And that's why it continued today. One last thing I want to tell you guys: look out for that. I'm waiting on Judas and the Black Messiah.
Oh yeah, that's coming out. Is it Friday?
I think it is Friday.
I think it's coming out Friday.
It's Friday.
I think it's coming out Friday.
Where's that on?
It's gonna be on HBO Max.
Oh, that's the new one for the month.
Yeah,
I think that's coming out. I think it's coming out Friday. I can't wait for that one either.
I cannot wait. My God.
This is one of those movie theater premiere shows.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's probably the end of the month then. They've been coming out on like the 29th, like the end, the last weekend.
Might be. The current one is what? It's not Tenet.
It's the Denzel joint. It's Little Things.
No, it comes out Friday. It comes out this Friday.
Oh, really?
It comes out Friday? All right.
Yeah.
So they're doing a weekly or every 2 weeks?
I think it was just scheduled to come out.
Right.
And they're doing it like before the theatrical run. They're gonna put it on HBO Max and then they're gonna have it do its theatrical run. You know what I'm saying? After its stint on HBO Max. But I've been waiting on that because
I think the thing is it's the same day. So it's if your theaters are open, you could go to the theater, but
yeah.
Okay. That's it's the same day. Like that's the little thing right now.
Because I know they still have to put it in theaters so it can get Oscar consideration for the Academy, right? For a certain amount of weeks. So they're gonna have it in theaters for as long as it needs to be there, and as long as it does well, and then they're gonna stream it. And Daniel Kaluuya, looks like a guy who can just transform himself into whatever the hell he wants to portray. He's an incredible actor. I kind of squinted at that comment he made a couple years ago where he said I didn't want race to define my career, but then look at the nature of
look at his yeah, right, exactly.
Look at the nature of all the roles he takes, and
right. I think the current climate of what we're living through, might have
kind of dictates it that a little bit, right? But yeah, but
might not
still,
be that
man.
many other roles out there for you, brother. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what's in the pipeline, but he always delivers. He always delivers. And I can't wait to see him. Lakeith Stanfield's also in that movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm not looking forward to seeing to revisiting, because I know the story of Fred Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
And when they announced the movie, I was like, man, I'm not gonna see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the story, and it pisses me off when I have to relive something that I know white people are not gonna watch, right? Because I'm like, y'all are the ones that need the lesson right here. But I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, nah, like I'm in.
Yo, it's going to be dope. I can't wait. It's going to be dope, fire. Man. I'm going to be glued to my TV Friday. The Knicks probably play Friday. I think they do play Friday, but after the Knicks play and I do the show, you know where I'm going to be at.
Speaking of the Knicks, I'm at that Knicks game tomorrow at the American Airlines Arena against the Heat, baby, supporting my away team, away from home. You know what I'm saying? NYK all day. Quick Stoop shout out.
Oh, you going to the game?
You get some footage,
I'm going.
Yeah. You gonna have to
shoot that by Sim.
Yeah, you're gonna have to zoom in or something at halftime or something, man. Word.
For sure. Hey,
you gonna have to zoom in or something like that. That's what's up.
And get some Heat fan opinions of our squad and our roster and our players. You know what I mean?
Word.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys for sticking with us. Remember, man, I don't know. We'll be back on YouTube soon. Live on YouTube soon. YouTube is throwing me through the ringer right now. Not just YouTube, Apple TV. Hit me with a strike for the Jeezy versus Gucci versus battle. And it wasn't even from their platform. It was from Instagram. So, obviously I fought it, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated, man. When we can get back live on YouTube, we'll keep you updated.
Set the creators free, man. Set the creators free.
Come on, man. Stop doing this like this. We appreciate you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Be peaceful, spread love, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Front Stoop.